Welcome to the 2022 RotoHeat Rookie Draft Profile for Ohio State wide receiver Garrett Wilson. Wilson was a 5-star recruit, the 20th ranked player, and the 2nd ranked wide receiver in the nation coming out of the 2019 high school graduating class. He attended Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas, where he won a 6A state championship in his sophomore season. Then, as a junior and a senior, he had 2,915 yards with 45 touchdowns in only 27 games played. After high school, Wilson decided to go back to Ohio, where he's originally from, and commit to the University of Ohio State. Wilson started as a true freshman, amassing 30 catches, 432 yards with 5 touchdowns. In this past season, his final year with the Buckeyes, he had 70 catches, 1,058 yards, and 12 touchdowns, electing to sit out the Ohio State bowl game against Utah. When we look at an NFL size and speed comp for a guy like Wilson, 2 names come to mind for me. I look at Tyler Lockett and especially a guy like Brandon Cooks. If you look at his 40 time, which should land anywhere between the high 4.3s and the low 4.4s, I think it puts him around this kind of stature as far as a player that we're seeing on tape. When we're talking about a draft prediction for a guy like Wilson, it's very possible he ends up becoming the first wide receiver selected on draft day. It would be an absolute shock for us to RotoHeat if he fell outside of the first round. We think he's definitely a first round talent and will almost certainly be drafted in the first round come April. Wilson was an incredible talent out of high school. You don't amass those kinds of stats in 6A Texas high school football without being special. And he was certainly a factor in Jameson Williams deciding to transfer to the University of Alabama this past season. He's got quick and decisive cuts on slants, ins, routes like that, as well as off the line of scrimmage, with good hips and an excellent first step he uses to beat defenders. He's a clean route runner who is able to find and sit down in soft spots on zone coverages. He's got better than average speed with the ability to separate, especially early in his route, which leads to big plays and yards after catch potential. He's got good hands and body control, with a few of us at RotoHeat thinking he's best suited as a slot receiver at the NFL level. There's not a lot to hate about Wilson, but there's a few places where he can certainly improve. He has a hard time winning on 50-50 balls, but with his lack of size, that's not exactly a surprise, which is a reason we at RotoHeat feel he might be most comfortable in the slot when he gets to the NFL. The biggest and only real problem by a long shot is his non-existent blocking skills. Wilson seems like he makes an effort to avoid contact when he has a responsibility to block on a run play. This is something that absolutely needs to be addressed and improved if he wants to play every down. Let us know in the comments what you think about Garrett Wilson. Does he slide up the wide receiver rankings due to some injuries to some guys that may have been ahead of him, like Drake London, John Mechie, Jameson Williams? One of the best abilities we always say is availability, and that's what Garrett Wilson has going for him. So does he end up being the first wide receiver selected? Is he a first rounder? Does he slide back? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you're listening to this in podcast form, leave us a review. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, and we'll see you on the next video.